Hello students.
Hello, sir.
Today let us discuss Wole Soyinka's telephone conversation.
The price seems reasonable, location indifferent. The landlady swore she lived off premises. Nothing remained but confession, madam. I won. I had a wasted journey. I'm African. Silence, transmission of prejudice, good reading. Voice when it came. Lipstick coated long gold roll. Cigarette holder piped. Caught I was folly. How dark. I had not misheard. Are you light or very dark? Button B, button A. Stench of rancid breath of public hide and speak. Red booth, red pillar box. Red double tired, omnibus squelching thought it was real. Shamed by ill manners, silence, surrender, pushed dumbfounded to beg simplification. Considerate, she was wearing the emphasis. Are you dark or very light? Revelation came. You mean like plain or milk chocolate? Her accent was clinical, crushing in its light impersonality. Rapidly wavelength adjusted, I chose West African sepia. And as afterthought, down in my passport, silence was spectroscopic flight of fancy, till truthfulness changed her accent, hard on the mouthpiece. What's that? Conceding, don't know what that is? Like brunette. That's dark, isn't it? Not altogether. Facially I am brunette, but madam, you should see the rest of me. Palm of my hand, soles of my feet, or a peroxide blonde. Friction caused. Foolishly, madam, by sitting down has turned my bottom round black. One moment, madam. Sensing her receiver rearing on the thunderclap about my ears. Madam, I pleaded, wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
The speaker of the poem Telephone Conversation is a dark West African man searching for an apartment. He tells us the story of a phone call he made to a potential lady. Instead of discussing price, locality, amenities and other comforts, they discussed the speaker's skin color. The landlady is described as a respectable and well-bred woman, even though she is shown to be a shallowly racist. The speaker is described genuinely apologetic for his skin color, even though he has no reason to be sorry for something which he was born with.
The price seems reasonable, location indifferent. The landlady swore she lived off premises. Nothing remained but confession, madam. I won. I had a wasted journey. I'm African.
The beginning line of the poem, the price seemed reasonable, location indifferent, includes a pun that introduces the theme of the poem and also informs us that things are not going to be as straightforward as they appear. After this introduction, the speaker begins his self-confession about his skin color. It is ironic that this is called self-confession, since the speaker has nothing that he should have to confess, since he has done nothing wrong. He wants the landlady that he is African instead of just informing her. Now the ball is in the court of the landlady. She has to decide whether to give her apartment or not.
Silence, transmission of prejudice, good reading, voice when it came. Lipstick coated long gold roll, cigarette holder piped. Caught I was folly.
The landlady is described with nothing but all positive terms. The speaker mentions her good breeding, lipstick-coated voice, long gold-rolled cigarette holder, all possessions that should make her a respectable lady. These words describing her wealth are neutral in regard to her personal character, but allow that she could be a good person. Her goodness is seemingly confirmed later on when the speaker says that she was considerate in rephrasing her question. Although she was described as being a wealthy woman, she was seemingly considerate and only slightly impersonal. The speaker seems almost grateful for her demeanor.
How dark! I had not misheard. Are you light or very dark? Button B, button A, stench of rancid breath of public hide and speak. Red booth, red pillar box, red double tired, omnibus squelching tar. It was real. Shamed by ill-mannered silence, surrender, pushed dumbfounded to beg simplification.
Now the crucial question arises, how dark? Here the poem pauses for a while and describes the surroundings to give a sense of reality that shows that the ridiculous question had been finally asked. Here the speaker himself feels sorry for being a dark man. The speaker describes buttons in the phone booth, the foul smell that seems to always coexist with public places, and a bus driving by outside. His description gives us an image of where the speaker is located. A public booth somewhere in the UK. The red booth, the red pillared box, red double-tired omnibus are all things that one might find in Leeds, the British city in which Soyinka had been studying prior to writing this poem. Here one must realize the fact that a sense of anger running through the speaker's mind indicated by the repeated use of the word red.
Considerate, she was wearing the emphasis. Are you dark or very light? Revelation came. You mean like plain or milk chocolate? Her accent was clinical, crushing in its light impersonality. Rapidly wavelength adjusted, I chose West African sepia, and as afterthought, down in my passport, silence was spectroscopic flight of fancy, till truthfulness changed her accent, hard on the mouthpiece. What's that? Conceding, don't know what that is? Like brunette. That's dark, isn't it? Not altogether. Facially I am brunette, but madam, you should see the rest of me. Palm of my hand, soles of my feet, or a peroxide blonde. Friction caused. Foolishly, madam, by sitting down has turned my bottom round black one moment, madam. Sensing her receiver rearing on the thunderclap about my ears. Madam, I pleaded, wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
In the end, the lady repeats her question and the speaker is forced to reveal how dark he is. West African sepia, he says, citing his passport. She claims that she does not know what it means. She wants a quantifiable expression of his darkness. The speaker pretends simplicity and says that his face is brunette, his hands and feet peroxide blonde, and his bottom raven black. The speaker knows that she just wants a measure of his overall skin color so that she can categorize him. But he refuses to give it to her. Instead, he details the different colors of different parts of his body. This greatly annoys the landlady and she hangs upon him. The speaker, still playing ignorance of what the landlady really asking. He asked the landlady whether she would like to meet him in person to judge the skin color for herself. Still pretending politeness, the speaker offers to show his backside to the racist landlady. Although the landlady refuses to rent an apartment to him because of his African heritage and the supposed savagery that accompanies it, the speaker is clearly the most well-educated individual. Words like rancid and spectroscopic are not words that a savage brute would have in his vocabulary. The speaker's intelligence is further shown through his use of sarcasm and wit in response to the landlady's questions. Although he pretends politeness, the entire time he includes subtle meanings in his speech. The fact that a black man could outwit and make a white woman seem foolish shows the irony in judging people based on their skin color. The poem is packed with the subtleties, the puns, irony, and sarcasm employed help him to show the ridiculousness of racism.